How glorious it is, and yet how painful to be an exception.
So said Alfred de Musset, dramatist, novelist, and poet. Among the creative artists of the early 19th century, de Musset ranks alongside Blake, Byron, Chopin, Liszt, Shelley, and Schumann as one of the leading figures of the Romantic movement. Dashing, dandified, and highly strung, de Musset had a flair for the dramatic at an early age, acting impromptu mini-plays for the delight of his mother's drawing-room receptions at the heart of Parisian high society. By the time he was 20, de Musset was already an acclaimed poet. His first collection, Tales of Spain and Italy, was published in 1829.
Again I see you. Ah, my queen of all my old loves that have been, the first love and the tenderest. Do you remember or forget? Ah me, for I remember yet how the last summer days were blessed. Ah, lady, when we think of this, the foolish hours of youth and bliss, how fleet, how sweet, how hard to hold. How old we are, ere spring be green. You touch the limit of 18, and I am 20 winters old. My rose, that mid the red roses was brightest, ah, how pale she is, yet keeps the beauty of her prime. Child, never Spanish lady's face was lovely with so wild a grace. Remember the dead summer time. Think of our loves, our feuds of old, and how you gave your chain of gold to me for a peace offering, and how all night I lay awake to touch and kiss it for your sake, to touch and kiss the lifeless thing.
4 years later, Debussy met and fell in love with the novelist George Sand, and their brief but intense affair remains the most famous episode in his life.
Anon I shall forget you, my dearest love of all. Our love will be forgotten and lost, without recall, an ever-failing memory as life's dark shadows fall. God neither knows and neither cares, nor will the planets fall.
Alfred, it's charming.
But simplistic.
Perhaps.
I shall call it Ode to Lelia.
Of course. You know, you and I are very much alike in some ways.
Yes, George, 1,000.
Yes, we've both come very far, very fast.
But you'll go on. I won't.
Nonsense.
No, it's true. My star is falling. I'm finished and burnt out. An aging ruin.
At 23.
Age has nothing to do with it. I'm set on self-destruction.
You know, you are playing at being Byron.
Dear George, I am Byron. Brilliant, beautiful, a great poet, and doomed.
Yes, and too melodramatic for words.
I'll be dead at 30.
Oh. And what will cause this early demise?
Opium, brandy, women, and disillusionment.
Are you serious?
Completely.
You take drugs?
Of course.
But Alfred, why?
Because the world is a cesspool and I'm not at home in it.
Oh, but Alfred, my dear boy, that's so silly.
Is it?
Yes.
Aren't you disillusioned?
Oh, yes, but I've lived longer than you have.
Meaning?
A woman who is not disillusioned at 30 has no brain. And a woman who is disillusioned at 20 has no heart.
As a matter of interest, have you ever taken opium?
No, no.
Will you try?
Not in any circumstances. Why, the very thought of drug addiction is repellent. An addiction of any kind is a is a confession of
But
weakness.
you're addicted to tobacco.
Oh, but that's quite different.
How?
Well, cigarettes don't cloud my brain, nor does tobacco produce hallucinations.
But George, what hallucinations. So beautiful. So much lovelier than this ugly, brutal world. One swims in ecstasy, rainbow colours, gossamer silk, clouds of pink, enchanted spells.
Yes, but the enchantment is spurious.
Not at the time.
It was also the most tempestuous.
I don't know. What do you think, George? You work harder than any of us?
Well, I am obsessive about writing, but as you say, it doesn't work.
Because you love it.
Yes, exactly.
But do you ever get discouraged?
Oh, frequently. For me, it's inevitable. It is something I must do.
It's wonderful to get well paid for what we do and to adore doing it.
Oh, it certainly is. Sometimes I'm absolutely nasty with my good
So
fortune.
am I. You know, I get an enormous fee for a recital, and the whole evening has been pure joy. Fascinating. The two of you basking in your own glory. I'm different. I can't feel that way about work. Why ever not? For me, it's often torture. I'd slave all day, literally grind out 10 lines of poetry and drink a bottle of cognac. Georges here works all night, drinks 3 cups of coffee, and produces half a novel. Alfred, we all have our different patterns.
Yes, and poetry is so much more difficult than prose.
Within 2 years, however, the love turned to hate. De Musset's highly strung personality, with its dangerous mood swings fueled by drugs and alcohol, brought the relationship to a tragic end.
Mother is going to be sensible.
You realize you haven't written a line in 3 weeks.
I warned you I was lazy.
This total refusal to work has beyond me. You like to think that work is a torment. Well, it isn't. It's work that wins in the end.
Then win, my old workhorse. Chain yourself to the desk.
Idle purely to be perverse.
Perversion suits me. How do I look? I found the most elegant brothel in Venice. Very accommodating. All red brocade and crystal. Good night. Is mother waking up for her baby boy? The gentleman is very drunk. Gnawing away all night at a novel like a little ferret. Signora, the Hotel Granieri is most respectable. You must quiet
I will. Alfred, come to bed.
Then, with old Mother Hen.
Never! Be quiet! It's all building.
Take off my shoes. Oh, Mother loves me, don't you?
Oh, God. Oh!
3 different girls tonight. All young, smooth, beautiful, and gorgeous. I disgust you, don't I? Well, it's mutual. What an industrious old cow you are! God, you're ugly old boy. You really are born in the college. Devouring me. I see a man. A skeleton on a pale horse with my face. Get away! Let me go!
later recalled his affair with Sand in his autobiographical novel A Confession of a Child of a Century, and the poems La Nuit. De Musset made his day-to-day living as a librarian, first for the French Ministry of the Interior under King Louis-Philippe, and later for the Ministry of Public Instruction. He was awarded the Légion d'honneur in 1845, and was elected to the Académie Française in 1852. However, by this time, de Musset's health was in ruins. The years of alcoholic addiction had damaged his heart, and he died in his sleep on May the 2nd, 1857. He was just 46.